Welcome to X Marks the Spot podcast. The story you are about to listen to is all true. People's names and locations, though, have been changed to protect their identity. Everything else has actually happened to myself and my guest in the story we are about to share today. And with that, let's get started. Hi, everyone, and welcome to X Marks the Spot podcast. I am your host, Will, and my drink is vodka, cran grape juice, and a splash of sparkling, I think it's kiwi strawberry water. I went a little fancy, you know what I mean? Figured might as well, since it's been some time since I've done an episode, and for everyone who has been waiting for this, I do apologize. Work kind of takes over your life. I feel like that's something we can all relate with. But I did want to mention, since this is the week of Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to everybody who celebrates. And if you don't celebrate, well, have a good feast with whatever you're going to be doing anyways. All right, so everyone kick back, and unfortunately, I do not have a guest with me, so it is going to be another solo story. Hopefully, nobody is sick of these yet, because I still have plenty to tell. So today's story is going to be about one of my exes and the time that I spent Thanksgiving with her and her family. Well, quote unquote family. Let me explain. So, I was seeing this woman for a little bit, and we've known each other for a while. We were, in a sense, living together, and we started dating, and she said that she was actually going to go up north to go see her family. Now, her family pertains to her closest friend, which I knew about. She's not very close with her mom. Her father passed away. She was close with her grandpa and her grandma. The only issue of going up north would also require going to see her ex. Now, up north from where we were, it was really a tight-knit group, so she was always part of that. And my favorite part of this whole thing is that her best friend is the sister of her ex-boyfriend. So I got to deal with, that whole situation. So there's really no avoiding it, which I was fine with, as long as everything was fine and chill and he didn't have a problem with it. So we make the journey. We actually drive up there. It's about, I think, an 8-hour drive, 6, something like that. So on the way up, I'm not going to lie, we had a sudden urge that we both just really wanted to do it. So we actually pulled over. We actually took an exit, and it looked like a very, very dirt road, nobody goes on kind of thing. We pulled over, and we had a nice, amazing quickie. I don't really do those, and I think I can actually count how many times I've done that in a car, and I want to say 3, maybe 4 times. So we had that, we had our fun, and then we went back on the road, we started driving. We both were a little more relaxed and a little happier with the situation. So we're driving, we get to the destination. Some of her friends are already there. So we're having some fun, we unpack and everything. It wasn't Thanksgiving yet. We actually went out the day before. So this is Thanksgiving Eve. So we're there, we're hanging out with everybody. It's freezing in the house. I need to add that. Only because I did bring clothes to prepare for the cold, but I wasn't prepared. Now, besides the point of that, I also brought basically a tablet, and I just, I downloaded some games on it so I could keep myself entertained, because I figured, her and her friends, they want to catch up, they want to tell the stories and everything. As much as I wanted to be included, I don't know any of these situations, the stories, the past, anything like that. So I had the tablet as a backup, and I set this up perfectly because as we were talking with everybody, I am completely excluded. I have no idea who anybody is. And anytime I'm asking my girlfriend, she is just not being very responsive. And it's always I'll just tell you later. Now, That's a huge red flag for me. I am somewhere new. I have no idea who anybody is. And I have no idea of these stories. I don't know how to jump in. I don't know how to tell my side. I don't know how to do anything. And when I'm asking for context, I'm getting told to wait. So I'm really just, fly on the ball. We continue on. We're having a few drinks. Everyone's having a good time. And the night comes. We're both really tired because we drove up and everything. Everyone's having, goofy times, this and that. Girlfriend gets a little drunk. Not a big deal, And then, we all pretty much just hung out and everything. And then we all got to start to talk and everyone got to know me a bit. And we went to bed. Morning comes. So apparently, their tradition is they wake up at like 6 a.m. Already ridiculous. I already hate this. Especially because we went to bed around 2. Now, along with waking up at 6 a.m., her best friend, who is also, she considers her sister, which if you recall a couple minutes ago, her best friend is the sister of her ex-boyfriend. So the fact that she calls her sister, I'm like, ew, do you call him your brother? Please, I don't want to get into that whole thing. Anywho. So the whole thing is the sister, she's not really a chef. She cooks. She cooks a lot. And so she was doing all of the dinner. She wanted no help. She didn't want anybody in the kitchen or anything to get in the way. All right. So that's what I was told. Fine. It's like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And in my head, I'm thinking, why are we preparing right now? I mean, and here's the thing of why I'm saying that. It wasn't like there was a turkey going in. Apparently we weren't even doing like a regular, so to say, a regular Thanksgiving. We were doing a Japanese food Thanksgiving, which is fine. I have no problem with that. The only problem that was kind of weird was, she's not Japanese, and I'm pretty sure she's never really cooked Japanese food before, so I was hesitant. Anyways, so meals getting prepped, this and that, and we're drinking. We're already drinking. It's not even 9 a.m. and we're all already drinking. And then at one point, I'm just standing there, like listening to my girlfriend and, her best friend telling stories. And they just kind of look at me and I'm in like deer in headlights. I have no idea what's going on. And they both just go, so you're just going to stand there? And I went, should I leave? Should I go to the couch? Like, what am I supposed to do? They went, you can help. This is red flag number 2. I should have seen these. I think, again, I was wearing rose-tinted glasses and I was just ignoring everything. I was told specifically by my girlfriend before we got up there that I don't go in the kitchen to help. Fine. And then in that morning, literally a couple hours, prior, I am told, stay out of the kitchen by her sister. And now I'm being told to help out. So I'm very confused, and I even brought that up and went, but I was told to stay out of the kitchen. And they went, yeah, but you can still help. First of all, if you do that to anybody, you're a piece of shit and I hate you. All right? Let's just put that out there. If you want someone to help, ask them to help. Just tell them like, hey, I want you out of the way, but I do need, some assistance here and there. If I tell you to do something, do it. I'd be like, great. That's what I wanted to do. Because I also enjoy cooking. And I felt I didn't want to just be drunk the entire time and be useless. Also, at the same time, too, I'm thinking in my head, we're not going to eat for another 12 hours. I want to go back to bed. But I wasn't allowed to. So they both start talking about people in, their neighborhood and friends, this and that. And I have nothing, again, I have no idea who any of these people are. I don't know these stories. There's a lot of inside jokes that are going back and forth, and I'm just completely excluded. So I grabbed my tablet, and I went to the couch, and I just started playing a game. I think it was just, like a movie trivia kind of game. It was something really stupid, but it was keeping me entertained. I also couldn't work through TV because apparently you needed, like, 4 controllers just to turn it on, and then like 2 of them would, like, one turns the volume, one changes the channel, one is the input. It was so stupid. And here's the thing, I don't turn down challenges like that because I'm good at that. I know how to figure things out. And I mean, this isn't like, oh, like, let me brag for a second. Like, I've built my computers over my life. And the fact that everything I do, especially because I was an AV tech at the time and I couldn't figure this out, was beyond annoying. And it got to the point too where no one would let me try and fix anything because, like, the picture was zoomed in and I could tell. I went, hey, what if we just fix it? They're like, no, because then if we do that, then it's like 20 minutes of like trying to figure out how to get it back. I went, I don't feel like this is a way to enjoy a movie or a TV show. But that could just be me. Anyways, so an hour goes by. Girlfriend comes over to sit with me just to ask if I'm okay. And I go, yeah, I'm fine. And she's actually upset with me because I wasn't part of the conversation. And then I told her what the issue was. And she went, yeah, but you can still jump in with a convo or a story. She's like, that's what you're good at. I went, I don't know anything that's happening because, again, you guys have all these inside jokes and I don't get them. And when I ask you, oh, what happened? It's always oh, you had to be there. So I'm getting more excluded. And I was like, that's fine, but you can't ask me to be part of a conversation when I literally have no idea what's happening. And then when I want to know the details, I don't get to know the details. Great. Moving on. So time goes by. People start showing up. I want to say it's maybe around like 3 o'clock this time. I've already showered. You know, I'm in a sense dressed appropriately in a sense. Her ex comes by. He greets me. He's being nice. But I know he's annoyed that I'm there. 'Cause at one point, my girlfriend looks at me and goes, I'm out of my drink. And I say, okay, what were you drinking? And then her ex goes, I know what she wants. And apparently he makes this like one drink that she does really like, but it was just really strange that, you know, she's in a sense talking to me about it and he just butts in. And I was like, all right, I'm going to let that go. That keeps happening through the night. He doesn't really offer me any of these drinks. Like, he makes them special only for her, which I was like, okay, that's weird. And then at one point he makes 2 of them and he makes it for her and him. So that was really fucking weird. Everyone's there. Everyone's talking about, you know, their own stuff. And again, I'm just feeling very excluded. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to talk about, any of this. I'm kind of getting fed up. I didn't get to help with dinner. I'm getting yelled at. I'm almost fighting with my girlfriend. Her and her ex are like super buddy. And I just get to stand there and watch it. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go for... So I pulled her aside and I told her, I was like, hey, I'm going to go for a walk because this is very overwhelming. And it seems like you and your ex want some time alone. I was like, so I don't even know why I'm here. So we get into a small fight. And I told her, I'm just going to go for a walk. Just call me when dinner's ready because I've been completely useless, apparently. I go for a walk. I'm maybe not even half a mile away. And then at this time, it's like 6 o'clock, 7 maybe. Dinner's ready. Great, finally. I forgot to mention too, her sister, her best friend. She was also talking to this one guy. So throughout the course of like making dinner, she kept leaving stuff to go text and like video chat with this guy. I forget what country he was in. He was like in the area that they were. They met at a bar. I don't remember exactly. She kept like leaving her station to go text this guy. So I wasn't really paying attention to that. And I, you know, when I get the call that, you know, food's ready, I'm thinking food. I come back and it's just appetizers. It's like tempura shrimp, some sushi rolls. And by some, I literally mean like 2 per person. And keep in mind, there's like 13 of us there. And there's like nothing else. There is legit nothing else to eat. And apparently by the time I got there, like everyone already ate because again, it's an appetizer. You take 2 bites and you're done. So that was really also annoying. So I didn't even get to eat food. And then throughout the whole day, I didn't get to eat either because we were all saving our appetite for dinner. And lo and behold, the chef wasn't even cooking a fucking meal. So, anyways, I'm getting completely off track. So my ex and I, my girlfriend at the time, we start talking, and then she apparently had to tell me that she was embarrassed because everyone was asking where I was, and she went, "Oh, he went for a walk." And some people knew why, and they actually, they said they were sorry that, like, we kind of saw you were being excluded. We do apologize for that. And then some actually told me, they're like, it must be very weird that her ex is here and that they're just like so close. And I went, it is a little bit, especially because I can see that he still is way into her and she's not seeing it. And I'm going to get to that in just a second of like how that blew up in my face. Well, not really. It actually blew up in her face. Dinner is a disaster. Again, it's just appetizers. It's really not a lot to do. So I'm sick of it. Some people are leaving. We say bye. We're kind of hanging out with some of the family. And at one point, my girlfriend comes over to me. She does apologize, sort of, about it. And then she asks if I wanted to go do something with her. Just her and I. And I said, you know what? That would be great. And so I said, why don't we just go to a movie? Let's just, you and I, let's just go out, and let's just you and I. I was like, I kind of need this right now. So we're getting ready, and her ex sees us, like, kind of getting ready and everything. And he goes, oh, where are you guys going? And so she tells him, oh, we're going to the movies. And he just goes, oh, great, let me get my stuff. And she looks at me with the look of, is this okay? And I went, no, absolutely not. And so she had to tell him, I'm going to go with my boyfriend, blah, 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 blah. He throws a bitch fit. No joke, he throws 100% a bitch fit. And he says to her, because, like, now they're kind of fighting, and he says to her, I just don't understand why it has to just be you two. He gets to see you all the time. He's like, and I only get to see you like once, twice a year. God. So we kind of get into a fight, my girlfriend and I, and it was just a disaster. So the next morning comes. I'm thinking, you know what? It's all over. We have a couple more days here. Let's just get through it. And you know what? We can, and that's fine. The morning comes, and a fight happens with her sister, myself, and my girlfriend. And the reason the fight is happening is because we invited nobody to go to the movie, and apparently I was very selfish for excluding everybody on an event. Now, here's the hilarious part of that. The best friend's sister, during dinner, she disappeared into her room for about 2 hours to talk to the guy. And knowing her, she passed out around 10 o'clock. So she's accusing us of excluding people, and she wasn't even there with her actual family. So in my head, I went, wow, the hypocrisy in this entire house is bonkers. So we all get into a fight. My girlfriend defends me. We go into her room, and girlfriend and I start fighting, which is hilarious because she just defended me over everything. And then we're fighting because she goes, she's right. So I was in the wrong the whole time. She, I guess, was just being a good girlfriend, but then we all got into more of a fight. So that was fun. And I was thinking, what if I just packed my stuff and they dropped me off at a bus station? like Greyhound or something, and I could just go home. And I don't have to deal with this anymore. I could just not fucking be here. And then, this is my favorite story. We were going to go see her grandpa, her grandma, and her mom. I get to meet them. Now, my girlfriend, again, like I mentioned earlier, she's only really close with her grandpa. Grandpa's a little sick, this and that. We get to the house, and there's already tension because it was her best friend / sister, my girlfriend, and me sitting in the back, and we're all not really talking because we all just got into a fight, and basically they're both mad at me because I caused problems. We get to the house. This is my favorite part. Knock, knock. Open the door. I see grandma in tears, and I see her mom in tears. I went, he died. He died today. So, as soon as they opened the door, the grandma, again, in that second, I knew he died. But she looks at her granddaughter and tells her, Grandpa died this morning. And, everyone's in tears. I'm not going to lie, this was kind of one of my shitty moments. I actually, while everyone was hugging and crying, I actually looked over my shoulder in both directions and just thought like, I have my keys, I have my wallet, and I have my phone. Could I walk to Greyhound or to a bus to get the fuck out of here? Could I hitchhike? Can I do anything to get out of here? Now, I know that's really shitty, but in 2 days, nothing has been going right with my girlfriend and her family and this whole entire experience. So we go inside, we start, talking. I'm obviously trying to be very supportive of my girlfriend and her grandma and her mom. And, it was a very awkward, first time meeting because it's, all tears and everything. And then I think at one point, the grandma says that, he actually would have loved to have met me. And in my head, I was like, yeah, maybe. Or would I, in my head, because I'm thinking already, I'm just going to be another guy in this woman's life right now because I want to bounce out of this. I already knew this relationship wasn't going to last based on the fact of thinking this is the family I would have to be part of if her and I end up together. And I already hated every single second of that idea. And, we stayed for an hour or two. And then, we left. I forget what we were supposed to. I think we were supposed to meet people or something. I'm not really sure what the plans were because, again, I wasn't really consulted on them. So we ended up going to this bar, diner, something. And more new people I've never met. My girlfriend's in tears, fighting with me, and she's also, I guess, drunk. I guess the drinks that she was having at her grandma's place, I don't know if it was Bloody Marys or something, but I wasn't really paying attention because I was trying to talk with her grandma and her mom and, try to offer some comfort of, what just happened. So we get to this bar diner and my girlfriend just starts ordering these basically spiked hot cider drinks. And she just downs 6 of them. So she's drunk. And then at one point, she's not really looking at me. She's not really talking to me. And she just gets up and leaves the place. And her sister goes, don't follow her. This is what she does. She wants you to follow her and she will come back. And then I'm panicking because she's drunk. She just had a very traumatic experience. And so all I can do is just look at my phone. I'm trying to text her. I'm trying to call her. And all I see is like the minutes just going up and up and up. And then it's been 10 minutes and nothing. No one can reach her. So I'm told to stay with people I don't know who just met me. And that her best friend's sister is going to go find her. Great. All right, fine. And then at another point, one of the friends from the Thanksgiving dinner, what was her name? Yeah, I actually remember her name, but May is going to be her cover-up name. So May shows up to the diner, bar, whatever, and we start talking. I catch her up on everything that happened, and then she sees I'm freaking out. She goes, "Do you want to go search for her?" I was like, "Would that be okay? I leave some money for, part of my bill, and I thank everybody, and I apologize that I'm rushing, that I had to leave because of this mess." Everyone apologized to me. They're like, "I'm sorry you're going through this." So they're like, maybe next time when you're up here, it won't be so bad. Yeah, we'll see. So May and I are wandering around the town, and I'm trying to find them. So we end up just going back to the car and end up seeing that they're both just at the car. So we get in. Girlfriend is in tears. Best friend, and they both just like stop talking the second I open the door. And then I notice that she's not looking at me, and she's not looking at me, and I go, should I just get out and just call like a lift to the house? So I was like, if you guys need time, that's fine. Like, I just need to know the address so I can at least, punch it in, and I can either wait there or, I can walk around here or, do something. And then it just didn't get any better. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse, to the point where we all went back to the house, and my girlfriend just went to her room and passed out. I slightly got into a fight with the sister again about the whole situation, and she went into her room. And then her friend May just, kind of just went home. Or I think she went with the sister into the bedroom, so I guess like they could talk. And so I was just like left out in the living room. I didn't want to go disturb my girlfriend. I didn't know what to do. I had no way of leaving. And so I pulled out my tablet and I started like writing. I was, on the internet. I was doing anything to just kill time. And again, I couldn't make the fucking TV work. So I was literally just like sitting in silence on YouTube, just doing anything. I was like texting friends about like how shitty my Thanksgiving is going. And then my girlfriend finally wakes up and, asks if I'm okay. And I go, "No, it's not about me. Are you okay?" We slightly make up. And there was a reason to why she was doing this, is because now we were going to go back to that town, that little small town we were at. And we were going to go hang out with her ex, all of us. So I said, fine. I went, as long as you're happy and distracted, like whatever you want to do, I'll do with you. So we go. And again, it's very clear, apparently to only me, because I'm, smart and everyone is blind, that the ex is still way into her. Like, I don't understand people who are just like, no, that's just how they are. They're friends now. It's like, no, that's not what friends do. Especially when the boyfriend or the partner is fucking right there. So let's continue on with this disaster of Thanksgiving. So anyways, so this keeps going on. Whatever. I end up just going out of a store at one point, and I'm like just outside walking around, and I see through the store him and her like kind of flirty and like laughing together and this and that and all this stuff. I go, oh my God, why am I here? Why am I here? So we all go back to the house. He has to either go to work or he was going somewhere else. I don't remember. I just remember he wasn't there. I don't really remember what we did for dinner. Again, everything's kind of a blur at this point. But it gets to the nighttime, and then her and I talk. And I told her every single feeling I had about all of this, and the fact that he's still in love with her, and she clearly has feelings for him. I went, should I just not have even come so you two could rekindle whatever lost romance or some bullshit that you guys had? And she was assuring me that I was just seeing things, and everybody else was reassuring me on that too. And I went, I feel like everybody just wants to say this because everyone just wants me to ignore what's in front of my very eyes. So the morning comes. We look at each other, and she asks if I hate it here. And I just remember looking at her going, yes, I can't lie. I went, I hate everything about this whole trip. I went, if this is how I knew it was going to go, or even remotely how I knew it was going to go, I would have wanted us just to stay here, or I would have just stayed home. You could have came up here, cheated on me or whatever, and I could have at least been playing video games and at least been happy just being by myself. I was like, because that's how it's felt this entire time. So she says, I'm not having a lot of fun up here because we're fighting a lot, and we haven't fought since we started dating. And we only fought when we came up here. So she wanted to leave too. So we started packing our stuff. We said bye to everybody. And here's the thing. We left like a day or two early. And as we were driving, she just saw me so much more relaxed, so much happier. We got back home to our townhouse that we lived in with two other people. And she saw me. She just saw me just back to who I was, back to being happier. And I told her how much I hated being there and what happened, and the fact that he refuses to just not be included in our life. So we fought a little bit about that. We let it go. And fast forward, this is my favorite part. Valentine's Day. Now I'll tell the whole story around this time too, because it's actually a fantastic story. Her and I break up. I'm not going to get into why. I know everyone's probably listening is going, I hate you for doing that. I want to know the story. And you will. Just in 3 months, you'll get to know the story. So we break up, and she's still in college. So March, towards the end, is spring break or, vacation time or holiday or whatever you want to call it. She goes up north again to go see her friends and this and that, because around springtime in that area, it's very gorgeous. How most places are in spring. So she goes there. Apparently she hangs out with her ex. They go on a little hike, and he admits to her that he still has feelings, and that when I was there, that was when he realized it, that he didn't like that she was already seeing somebody. And keep in mind, they've been on and off for years, and then they officially ended it for like 6 months or so. And then her and I kind of started our thing because we were friends for about a year or so. And she told me that in that moment it clicked, and she actually got mad at him because she defended him. And she told him that. And she went, Will knew it. He told me this entire time, and I kept telling him that, no, you don't have feelings. There's no way he has feelings. We're over it. We talked about it. She went, you fucked up my relationship. She's like, he kept telling me it, and all of us kept defending you because we thought it wasn't there. And yet it was. She went, and you destroyed my relationship with him. So she tried winning me back. I told her no. And I remember when she told me this whole story about when she saw him and this, and I actually did ask her, I went, did you sleep with him? She went, no. She went, because that would have, assured him more that we would be getting back together. She went, and also I hate him because he destroyed something that I thought I could have been happy with. I told her that now she has to try and prove to me that this relationship can work. But I went, we're not automatically dating. I went, I have to, in a sense, see, because that's what you did to me. You made me prove to you that we would be good if we started dating, and now I want to see that with you. So she tried, but everything just kept being a red flag over and over and over again. And then I just officially called it off. I said, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want anything to do with you. And that's, not to be all like Charlie Brown on this, but it's like, and that's why I hate Thanksgiving. Cling. I will admit it's one of the reasons why I hate Thanksgiving. I don't have a lot of good memories with Thanksgiving. As I got older, I started hating it more and more and more. And then this just reassured it. And I don't really celebrate. I celebrate with friends more often now because, your friends are fun. So cheers to everybody who does a Friendsgiving instead of a family Thanksgiving. Then I want everyone to think like, oh, this is super sad. It's not really that sad. Now every year I get to hang out with my friend or friends. We drink, we have food, we play video games. Last year I did a Zoom call with my friends, and you find ways to make it nice for you. But the nice thing is that I get to just be in PJs. I can hang out with my dog. I can have a good meal, and it doesn't matter. I don't have to go to someone's family in a fucking state that I dislike now, and deal with all that drama ever again. So if you've ever dealt with that, I am so sorry you've been on that boat. I'm sorry if you've had a relationship like mine where it ended because of us, of a holiday like that. But I want everyone to understand things can and do get better. I hope everyone has a very, 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 very good Thanksgiving. If it's just a Thursday to you with Thanksgiving themes all around you, I'm sorry, stores are closed. But go take a walk. Go enjoy, depending on where you are. If you're out here in the East Coast, it's freezing, so bundled up. If you're out on the West Coast, it's, freezing for you guys. 60 degrees is not freezing. It might be in the 70s. I hate you. I may move back. I'm just joking. I'm never moving back. All right, everyone. Well, thank you for taking the time to listen. And yes, December and the end of the year is coming. I do have a few guests lined up. We will be sharing some stories of Christmas time, New Year's, and everything. And you know what? On that, I'm going to raise my glass and cheers to my ex. Everyone have a great rest of your week, day, night, whatever time you're listening to this to. And I'll catch you on the next episode. Bye. Thank you for listening to X Marks the Spot podcast. Episodes are released every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Time. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. Just search for X Marks the Spot podcast. If you have a story you'd like to share, please feel free to send a message to xmarksthespotpodcast@gmail.com or DM us on any of our social media. Thank you again for listening.